That's as good a way to start it as any. Welcome back to Indian Trace. I am racing the light. Natural light, the sun is setting, it's always the best to take a good look at artifacts. This is a moving day, and it's time. It seems like it's been weeks and weeks and weeks since I've moved artifacts. And these have winnowed their way up from the favorite pieces. I've found a fair amount. Of course, I always section them off and decide which pieces I'm sort of gonna keep in my collection and which pieces I'm gonna pay forward. And I think there's been a handful of packs, about 3 altogether, that have gone out in the last month, calendar month. It's always a possibility when I'm looking at things and keeping things in order. I wanted to show you all these because they're going to move into a different display. And for now, the talk of these pieces will cease. Some of these were seen on film. Found. Many could not be because it was either raining, cold. We've had 15, 20 inches of rain in the last 3 months here. Super wet eastern North Carolina winter. And some of the fields that were fairly ready. If you know where to go, if you know where you are, you know what is there. So I go and keep a close eye on things. I'm going to share with you today just a little bit the video before this. The soft, quiet ride through a historic graveyard here in eastern central North Carolina. Sometimes I think that some of the most peaceful, and look at this layout. I'm also documenting this for myself, but some of the most peaceful rides, peaceful places to be are great old historic graveyards. People then wrote things that meant something, inscribed them, paid for them to be etched into stone. Family plots, you name it. Beautiful places where loved ones were laid to rest. And I think everybody watching, we all have those loved ones. It's unfortunate that a lot of these videos and thoughts cannot be seen because YouTube, in their obscenity, continues to regulate our channels, yours included, if you decide to speak about anything that has to do with God, honor, liberty, freedom. So that's just the way it is. I know they've shadow banned my channel. I mean, what do they think, we're ignorant? For those of you who are new, what that means is my subscribers have steadily moved up, although they've tried to pull that back. Pushed over 3,000, but my views from when I had 150 subscribers or 500 have never changed. Never. Strange, right? Here's a thumb scraper found at Mecca. My hands are so red right now, it's hard to pick up on the color of this rock, but indeed, it's a strawberry quartz. It's a great thumb scraper. And I like these because of the care that were paid. This is sugar quartz, which is super resilient. I wonder how many squirrels, raccoons, possums, otters, little pieces of the hide that they needed to get cleaned off. Great little tool. Super good. Little ball in there. It's a clay marble, I guess people would call them. Don't know how they were made. Don't know where they fit into everything. Don't know if they were a European influence that just survived. They're not as abundant as anything. They're super rare. So I'm always open to hear about what you make of them, heads or tails. My light through the camera is looking really great, but it seems so dark where I am, so I'm going to get going on this and just show you and talk about where they were found. This piece here is sugar quartz. When we were talking about sugar quartz, I'll tell you the 2 pieces of sugar quartz that I found. This is found at W property some months ago. And it is a gray sugar quartz. Points 365 has a great, unique way of doing a channel. Perfectly quiet. A little bit of music. Never any words, but he finds just incredible artifacts in Tennessee. He's in some rich Indian land, and it's a blessing for it. You see the relief on the base? It is very common to see that little dimple. So I don't think it's a mistake. I see it too often. And it could be a break, but I don't know. Flint's ball, you tell me. You might have a good idea about it. Somebody might have a good idea, Mike. I tell you what, a lot of you guys are still finding great stuff out there and making your way to post it here. Here's the other piece of sugar quartz. This piece was found at B&B Field. My hands are so red, and this is red, so it doesn't do justice on the show. And I like the unique way that a lot of you fellas do cleanups, maybe after the hunt or whatever, and we all have to figure out a way to do it. I'd love to see some of you, whether it's Coyote, Arrowhead, or whatever, how you keep things moving forward or organized after the hunt, where those great pieces that I've seen have gone to rest. Flint's ball, you did it a couple times. Your upstairs bonus room, which I'm actually in one of those right now. The shelving, the framing was a great organization, gave me inspiration. That is a piece of work. And Mike, I've seen your home. Richard, you got your frames absolutely second to none all over the place. Prices set up, Richard, I actually love that. So folks who want to get a hand on some of this great North American Indian heritage can. Look at these two little ones in the middle. The one on the left, bifurcated one, was found at Back Pass, Site 5. The other one, little one, was here found at B&B Field, both Site 5 pieces. The light seems perfect in the camera, and I'm just trying to get as close as I can while keeping the focus. Little museum tour. Watching my time. Here's a piece from the clay pot. Classic notch point. Right? I think the last video I saw you post, Ben, was, which absolutely happens to be my name too, was of the paleo pieces you had, which was great. I think I might have a couple, I don't know. Don't know. I could. But that was awesome to see some of those. The Cumberland, I think you called it. I'm still, it jumps in my mind all the time, still just crazily confused. Spike was posting a channel where he was finding these sedalias, and they were just like, I don't know if it's the only place in Missouri or country that they find that kind of lance point, but they were just incredible. Here's a piece from Site 5, B&B Fields. It's rhyolite. Look at this piece. So these all made the cut, if you will. And I'm considering putting them in my display box. And I always say considering because anything could move me to change that. When I go out, I'm like, God, look at this piece of rhyolite. They just made it work. Even in rough character, I can see the utilitarian need. I love it. So I always go out and I say, you know, I don't need to find another great point like this, which was found in Site 3, Notchville. Crazy great point. I do. I tell myself, I said, you know, what am I going to do? I'm going to just add another great point to my collection. I mean, when does it ever end? It doesn't end. It doesn't. And look at the coloring in this thing. It doesn't end. And that is something I think we in concept have to figure out how to deal with. If you're going to keep collecting, it will never end. It just won't. Maybe your fields will change and they'll flow into, as some guys tell me, they're just split seed anymore. But in North Carolina, God knows we need the tobacco, and we're going to sell it, and we're going to need the sweet potatoes, and the world's not going to stop buying those, so they're going to break this ground. Nice piece of quartz right here. And by the way, yeah, that was Site 3. This right here was from Mecca. But for me, even though it's sturdy, Some people call a little fatter. It's quartz. Quartz is quartz. It's super well worked on every angle. And as many of you would say, gosh, it looks like it's getting dark out here. I can't even take my eye off the camera because maybe it's adjusting to the light. Great, look at this stuff. Probably better than you could see it in a museum, right? And the last two, while the light's good, is, move this down a little, my ball. Right here. I hope you are all doing great. Wading through the stupidity of useless mandates that are not law. Replay that if you want. But I don't wade through it. I walk right through the stupidity of mandates that are not law. Law is what you're born into in this country as a free man or woman. Law is the freedom to exercise your religion as you choose, the freedom of your speech. Laws, eternal law, that is, spiritual law, is your right to keep and bear arms to defend yourself against evil attack, against somebody who would look to steal your life or your liberty, or the hard tyranny of government that would look to do the same. That's where life gets rich, true. That was found at B&B Field, Site 5, unique big point, rhyolite. And the last one here is sort of a, what is it, a Hardaway variety? It's an ancient Indian point for sure, found at Mecca. That ear is broken off, but I try not to get held up with it. The relief here, just a fantastic point. The real area where I took this off of, I found another, at least I can think of that pop up in my head, another two top 20 points of all time that I found. So I always keep my eye open there, and the ancient life that was there exceeds us by multiplied thousands of our mind's ability to know about this ancient Stone Age expression of their need. Exceeds us mathematically. But I'm going to go out and try to save what I can when I can. It's just a fun thing, just like you guys do. Appreciate you guys tuning in to Indian Trace. As the sun sets, stay strong. Keep your hope alive. Stay free. And as they say in New Hampshire, live free or die. Hope you find that there.